Hi, I'm Tara. Today I'm going to be talking about training for children and youth. This is according to the CSEP guidelines. Children and youth should be active daily, and they should incorporate a mix of moderate to intense activity. So moderate activity is considered active but still being able to talk normally, whereas vigorous would be more sports-based, causing heavier breathing, making it harder to talk. It's recommended that they be active for at least 60 minutes a day. According to the 24-hour movement guidelines, I'm failing as a parent. I gotta do better. 60 minutes is a lot, but you gotta fit it into your life. In my opinion, the structure makes sense, but it can also be difficult for busy families or one parent homes, etc. Things like that. The first part in the guideline is sweat, which, as mentioned before, suggests 60 minutes a day of a mix of aerobic activities. The second is step. That consists of several hours of movement, which could be walking or movement. My understanding is as long as it's not sitting in one place, that's okay. The third is sleep. Children age 5 to 13 benefit most from 9 to 11 hours of uninterrupted sleep, and 8 to 10 hours for kids 14 to 17 years old. The fourth is sedentary behavior, which suggests no more than 2 hours a day screen time, which in this day and age is crazy, it's difficult, but it's important, it's so important. And also, of course, not allowing them to sit for a long period of time. I live in an apartment, so I struggle with this. I can't send them to the park or the backyard unsupervised like I do with my older kids. I just, tell them to get out. But it also depends on where you live, right? So I lived in a much better area before where that was allowed. So Canada Sport for Life uses a 6-stage long-term athlete development model. In the early stages, we're age 6 to 9 for both boys and girls. The focus is on foundational movement like running, catching, throwing, swimming, like sports-based stuff, etc., stuff like that. As mentioned before, 60 minutes a day of activity, and unstructured play is amazing. I mean, going to a park, that's a great way for them to get a mix of different movements, and you can kind of play with them as well. Who doesn't love the park? The swings, the slide, the handlebars, running, making sandcastles, whatever they're doing. Is a great way to get a lot of movement in. And the time kind of flies by when you're at the park too, for me at least. When it comes to the later years, like 12 to 16, it should shift more sports-based and competitive-based, which I completely agree. Even younger for me for sports, I think it's beneficial because I'm a huge sports believer. Organized sports is so good for kids for so many different reasons. It keeps them doing something positive after school as opposed to negative. It teaches them discipline, how to push themselves, and the best thing is it teaches them how to be rewarded for something that's not material based but internal based. I achieved that, which is self-fulfillment, I guess we could call it, which is amazing. Periodization plans would also be made for these kids just to ensure when you're looking at it, making sure you're incorporating a well-rounded plan to cover all the areas of fitness that are needed, just to make sure they're getting all the resistance, all the movement, compound, isolated movements in. So for long-term development, Canada Sport Life suggests 75% training and 25% competition. The idea is to have improved fitness and avoid injury, which is the same with any fitness plan at any age, really. In my opinion, I'm not sure if I fully agree with those stats, but that's because I'm a crazily competitive person. So competition up. If I was training kids myself, let's say age 6 to 9, I'd probably focus on play-based fitness. I would make a fun aerobic type class using body weight, animal movement exercises like bear walks, monkey walks, or holds, etc., because they're fun. And what kid doesn't love to move like an animal? I'd also incorporate yoga stretches for flexibility, which is something I probably wouldn't have thought of before Josh's class last week, but March break we were off and did yoga movements, and my son just, I don't know, he absolutely loved it. I've never seen him focus on something more than he did during that yoga class. I was like, what the heck? That's all it takes. So that's something that we have now incorporated into our life. I'm over time. I'm talking too much. Kids and youth. I love it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Bye.